Hello, everyone. For what could be, there's a high chance that this is the last uh, playthrough of mine for Tears of the Kingdom, because I can also very easily see myself not coming back to this game either ever again or until many years later. And also, since all the only thing left, or technically two things left, the main thing being destroy Ganondorf, and and still have that, and then that's other main mission still of finding Zelda. And that's weird because also I did not want to waste time and trying and spend so much time trying to find where Ganondorf is. Because the last time I was talking to Pura, then she said talk to her assistant about exploring the depths. Maybe she can help. Maybe she can help you trying to figure out where Ganondorf is. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to have to explore the depths and trying to figure out like puzzles or signs of like, these statues point this way. You have to follow these statues that lead to a path. Like I did not want that. Like just tell me where I need to go. And so right before I turned on the stream, I just went to YouTube and put how do I find Ganondorf, and then boom, they showed me. I'm like, oh, it's much simpler than I thought, and I was terrified it was gonna be much worse. I was like, wow, my bald spot. Yeah, I think you would all. I'm pretty sure you all noticed before. There's like areas in my hair, but yeah, I'm losing my hair. It's like, damn, it sucks, but with part of I got my dad's genes for that, so it's not gonna take long until a majority of this is gone. It's gonna suck. But either way, going back to Zelda. But yeah, that's the plan only for today. Just go find Ganondorf, defeat him. Hopefully, still find Princess Zelda, and then we'll see how it all wraps up. But yeah, that's it. I need to say this. I have been sick since yesterday. I had a sore throat all of yesterday, and then last night, for whatever reason, I woke up like at 2:30 in the morning because like I felt like pressure on my chest, which scared me. So I had to like stay up and try to like calm down my breathing, like, and it took a bit for my body to calm down. Then luckily I was able to feel. Luckily that pressure was gone, and it only took a little bit of time. And then I took some Tylenol, so hopefully that helped me. So hopefully that helped me with that, and so as a result of that, I won't be talking as much, or at least I will. If I have something to say, I would try to say it as simple as I can without saying too much, just so I don't strain it so much. Okay, so with all that said, thank you all again very much for joining me, and let's just return back to the Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom. And thank you all for stopping by, and especially to those who have been following me on this journey of mine of just going through Tears of the Kingdom, or slugging along through Tears of the Kingdom. Also, sorry for the additional noise you are probably hearing in the background. That's just my parents taking care of. As I mentioned before, my parents taking care of our family members' kids. Some of them, so that way they can earn some extra money, especially since they're both retired.
Ah, ah, ah.
That's cool because like I was curious if Zelda's dragon like shard thing will be able to like to work on the sword in terms of like I was hoping that it was going to like the shard was gonna fuse with the master sword. Was gonna fuse with the master sword, and not have like every other weapon. Just have it like the shard just like right on top of the sword, like on the point, like the other weapons. And but luckily, I just wanted to try just to see if it would still if it will still take that weird shape, and luckily it didn't. Like it did for like a second, but then it absorbed into the sword. and now has this cool like emblem or words on it. That's awesome. And plus now whenever I land hits, with the sword, it gives me health back. So that's great. Like I was worried the shard was gonna fuse like this to the master sword.
Yeah.
I am very, very sorry about that. Ugh, it took much longer than I thought helping my parents, and I had to take care of one of the kids because he was crying, and then because he was crying when I held him, and he smelled because he needed his diaper changed. I needed to get a new shirt and new shorts because he pretty much ruined them. The ones I was just wearing. So again, I'm very sorry about that. My parents just needed help. I hope you all understand. Apparently, to a point, the sages cannot be with me. So I'm hoping the actual, or like the spiritual sages can help me. So I'm hoping the real sages actually show up to help me. That'll be pretty cool. Okay. Looks like we're here. So, get my weapons of choice out. Yep, and it shows. 'Cause I think everybody guessed that those rocks were those rocks in the beginning were hiding something like the actual true history. It's like, okay, history being that all the sages went to fight Ganon. They all failed. Zelda getting the Master Sword through time, then her becoming the dragon, and then that's it. So let's go fight Ganondorf.
Link! We shall protect Hyrule together!
The Gerudo owe you for your help. You can count on me. I will atone for my past failure. It is time to stop the Demon King.
That gloom, it means but one thing. The Demon King is there. Huh?
More obstacles in our path, but our foe is mistaken if he thinks this will stop us.
We are fated to fight these beasts. Don't worry about us.
Link, we'll take care of this, Goro! You ready to see the power of a
to you.
I only have one meal left to repel these. Oh man.
How disappointing. This world should be shrouded in darkness, not bathed in insufferable light. All these weak, peace-loving cowards running rampant. It would have been more satisfying to overcome a worthy foe. Please tell me he doesn't give me gloom effects also.
Regardless, I will reshape this world as it was meant to be. I will crush any opposition. I will rule. That is what a king must do. Do not look away. You witness a king's revival. And the birth of his new world. what a feeling. I'd almost forgotten the thrill of battle. That feeling as blood surges in my veins. And I am not even nearing the limits of my power. Enjoy these final moments. I will be taking far more than you're on this time.
Sorry to keep you waiting!
I will deal with you.
I'll fight that Demon King!
Let's take it down together! We settle this now, Ganondorf!
If I have to fight him again in his dragon form, I'm screwed because I only have one health thing left. At least, hopefully, in the sky, I'll regain all my hearts that were bloomed. Also, I wasn't able to say anything because like kids yelling in the background. But the fact that he's actually taking away hearts from me is like, holy damn, that sucks. I was wait for a second, it froze, but there's the little loading thing. And am I going to be controlling Zelda? Or is this all just a final cutscene? Oh, okay, I'm controlling Zelda. Zelda, how do I control you? Get down. Oh. This is pretty awesome. I wish Tulin was here because I could use his glide ability or his air boost ability. He's flying. Give me that health. I need it. I need it. I need it. How do I hurt him? Okay, so I don't I don't control Zelda. She just moves on her own. It would be good to know what exactly I can hit on Ganondorf. Okay, never mind. I see the weak spots now. Zelda, I need a rescue. Thank you.
you. I was... I reached you, after all. He's gone. The Demon King. I'm not in a dream, right? You did it. Oh, Link, you really did it. But how am I... No, I understand. I had been sleeping all this time. But when I felt something, like a warm, loving embrace, I woke up. Thank you. Link, I met such wonderful people. I saw Hyrule as it was. I have so much to tell you. So much happened. Oh, Link, I'm home.
The Legend of Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom. Yay! So after the credits are done, to say whatever thoughts I have. Woohoo! I did it. It took close to 100 hours, or a little bit over 100 hours, but I did it.
I can't believe such an impressive landmass can float in the sky. Just when I thought I'd started to figure the Zonai out.
Everyone, I am glad I was able to bring you all here. I wanted to share this view of Hyrule with all of you.
Whoa. I've never been this far up before, Goro.
Wow, what a sight it is. And Zelda, you were roaming the skies all along?
Yes, although I don't really remember. I never thought I would actually stand here again.
This is only a theory, but Raru's power of light and Sonia's time power. For Zelda to transform back, they both must have channeled their abilities through you, Link.
I see.
Now it seems it is my time.
Minoru!
Do not worry. You have overcome the burden my era left to you. You have proven yourself, and you no longer need me. I know I can move on, join Rauru and the others, and the world will be safe.
Those of us gathered here swear on our lives to support Princess Zelda and... to support Princess Zelda and safeguard the land of Hyrule.
Rauru and Sonia will be happy to hear of this.
But Minoru...
And I'll let them know just how much you care. Thank you all.
King Rauru, Queen Sonia, Minoru. The ancient sages. They wished not only to save Hyrule from the Demon King, but for it to see eternal peace. I will dedicate myself to that goal. Now, and for all time. My friends, with all of your strength, stand with me.
I guess the star is there to imply that, yeah, you finished the game. Woohoo! I did it! Ba-doo! I wish there was at least some music playing as I say my what I have to say about the game. well, unfortunately, as I'm gonna talk about this and my final things, odds are you will hear my family and little kids screaming or laughing sometimes, or even crying. Odds are more crying. So we'll do our best to ignore it, and if they continue, I'm gonna stop for a bit and help out if they need it. But okay. Overall, I like the story more than the first one, than Breath of the Wild. The memories gave us much more, much more on what exactly happened before to give us more backstory. What exactly happened before with Ganondorf and Rauru and Sonri, the queen before, and yeah, and then besides the main story, everything else about the game is just the Breath of the Wild, bigger, bigger and longer, and more stuff. I'm pretty sure you already heard about I think from everybody, just in terms of the new abilities that they give you to essentially make whatever you want, and it makes exploring much quicker. It makes exploring much quicker, which is true, and it makes certain situations become less frustrating, as you're able just to like ascend through almost anything you want, and creating the weapons and stuff. Like all that stuff is really cool. Like for me, it just sucks just because I'm not creative and for that side of the gameplay of this game. Like I think for the majority of stuff I did in for the first quarter of the game, my idea was, well, if I can't make it that way, let me make a big bridge, and then you could see me just like making a long ass bridge, and then boom and then that took me to the other area where I needed to go, which is funny. It shows my creativity. But as I was saying throughout my playthroughs, of the game, is just that I got bored of exploring the land of this game just because it's essentially still the first map of Breath of the Wild, with only some stuff changed. Some stuff changed by either new things added or some things subtracted from different areas. And they also give you the sky and a whole underground area. But the underground area, I did not care enough to explore just because exploring the area to me was more annoying than anything else, just because of the gloom, and I did not want to go back and forth from exploring the underground. Then once gloomed enough where I lose enough hearts, go back to a light area, wait for a bit until my hearts are replenished, then go back, and they keep exploring, then go back to a light area, then like doing that back and forth. I did not want to do that. I already learned that was gonna be the rhythm when I went through the depths the first time, and I'm like, nope, I do not want to do this, so I'm out. And then for the sky areas, there were stuff to explore, but it was only some platforms here and there throughout the whole sky, and in order to fully explore that, I needed the adrenaline wheel to be like pretty high, and using Tulin's ability to get that extra boost in the air. That was helpful, but once I had enough adrenaline and Tulin's ability, it still didn't motivate me enough to still go on and explore the sky parts, just because a bunch of the sky parts were like almost the same thing. Just hey, here's this platform where here's the gacha machine, here's a little thing that gives you a boost, and then here's a shrine with a gem missing. Go find it, bring it back, and you get a sphere to increase your hearts and and or your adrenaline. Like no, I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna keep on saying. But I know there are some other platforms where like there was some puzzle stuff at it, but I still didn't care enough to explore just because I did not care enough to want to go up there and try and find things. So then the depths, I did not care enough to explore down there because I did not want to do the repetitive thing of just going back and forth between the light flower and the gloom, then going back and forth with that. The new sky areas, there weren't that much to explore, and I needed enough adrenaline and tooling for me to explore. But even when I did explore this stuff, a lot of it was just the same stuff. And then the only option I had left was the land that was essentially just the same thing as Breath of the Wild, as I mentioned before, but only some changes here and there. And so because it's the same thing, essentially the same thing, I was bored very quickly of just going through the same stuff I did in Breath of the Wild. And for Breath of the Wild, I unlocked the full map and I explored the best I could of that map. Meanwhile, for this one, there are still some areas that I did not unlock when going to the tower and like unlocking the area. Some of them are still locked because I do not want to go to the same place I visited before, and it's only a little bit different. I do not care. I'm bored of this, so I'm just gonna keep continuing on. So then the only thing really that got me interested, that kept pushing me, were the new stuff in the game in terms of the story. Like all the new stuff. Sorry, all the new stuff going around for the 4 different tribes and meeting old friends and trying to solve their problem. Like all that stuff, it was basically the same thing from Breath of the Wild. Like, hey, you go to this tribe. Oh, their tribe is having trouble with something. You help them out. Then once you help them out, you go to the temple. You go to the temple. You solve the puzzle for the temple. Then you have a boss fight. Then your friend becomes a sage with the same exact fucking, like 90% the same thing of like, let me tell you about the imprisoning war, and it's the same thing. There are just some moments where they say like, oh, I was a sage of water, I was a sage of wind, I was a sage of electricity. Like that was the only new type of different dialogue being said, except for Minoru, the scientist woman, who gave us more backstory of like here's additional things that happened during the imprisoning war, which is very helpful and thankfully something new. Yeah. So then going to each tribe doing that again, it was like copy paste. I did love that the bosses for each of the tribes was actually like a different type of thing. Meanwhile, in Breath of the Wild, it was just like the same creature design for like here's this shard creature from Ganon, and the only difference between some of them were just like their elemental abilities, and what type of attacks they're gonna do. But meanwhile, for these, the 4 bosses were very unique, and some of them were unfortunately way too easy. And I'm specifically talking about the one for the bird people. That one was way too easy. I think from all the bosses, I liked its design more, but it was the easiest one to deal with. And then probably right behind it was a little squid thing that from the water people, the water tribe, the water tribe. And then the other 2, they were simple, but it was sometimes difficult, so that was good. And I did love the fact of as you're closing in on the final parts of the game, those sages actually come back to help you. Like, yes, Link isn't alone. Like so those parts that was really fun, and also it made sense because of the story they were saying, and where Link really can't do this alone. He needs the help of the sages. So that was cool. Excuse me. And then I was terrified for the ending battles with Ganondorf, excuse me, I was not prepared enough for having enough gloom repellent for the meals, but somehow I was able to deal with it unscathed and survive. Especially as the battles kept going on and on, I became more and more petrified of like, oh no, because my fear was that even one death was going to lead me to have to redo the entire Ganondorf boss battles from the very first one, and then just go through them again. Like I was afraid that was going to happen, just because I think that might have been a thing in Breath of the Wild, where like if you didn't do the a divine beast or something, that like the finding Ganondorf in there was much more difficult, and then if you died, you would have to do like his several versions of the boss battle again. So because I remember that, I'm like, I have a feeling they're gonna do the exact same thing for this for this battle again. So I have to do my best to survive this. And luckily I just survived by the skin of my teeth. So yeah. And fine, I never even thought of Ganondorf becoming a dragon, and then that whole big final battle was like, damn, that was pretty cool. And I think it was four times we had to battle him and defeat him. So damn. And I think his dragon form was probably the easiest form to battle or deal with. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. Just because throughout me going through this game, I already said my thoughts on the story stuff involving Zelda, what led to her becoming a dragon, just like throughout the past streams. This is just like an overall thoughts of like just overall overall my general opinion on the game, and where for the majority of the exploring in this game, I did not care enough to explore, and I was bored just because of me not wanting to explore the same areas and spots I already did in Breath of the Wild. Just because I already went through to those areas before, and because they're not new, I was not interested, just because like, oh, it's gonna be the same thing. It may look a bit different, and there may be some new enemies here, but it's still overall the same thing. So I did not care. The stuff that was motivating me to keep going with the game and the story was the actual story, the actual main story stuff, just because they were new, like new ideas and new situations. Even though, as I say that, as I did say before that I still go to the 4 tribes, help them out with their problems. Then once I help them, we go to the temple. We go to the temple, and then we have the boss battle. Like, even though that stuff is the same, there are some new elements in there. And then once I finish with those 4 temple things and go to Hyrule Castle, which is also the same thing as Breath of the Wild, there is some new stuff there, and plus the sages go in, the sages go in with me to battle them. So to battle Phantom Ganondorf or Phantom Ganon, and deal with fake Zelda there. Then once that's done, we're like, oh, here's this other stage we needed to go, and so I went through her temple thing. Like that was whatever. I'm just glad that we got an actual new cutscene about the imprisoning war, not just the exact same thing. My voice, ugh. But yeah, that I'm very glad with. We go on. We go back to Hyrule Castle, but underneath it this time, like just where it was, and then had to deal with that, deal with the gloom, which was a major headache. I'm like, just you want to get to Ganondorf? Let me get to Ganondorf, and then boom, made it there, and had those very difficult boss battles, and we defeat Ganondorf, Ganondorf, everyone gets their happy ending, and I get the. And also, it didn't hit me until the credits were going, and when Link is going down to get Zelda from the sky, they're showing again for in the beginning of the game when Link couldn't catch her and then she disappeared, but this time he was able to catch her. So it's like, Link, you did it, and call back. That, and then I was able to get the final. Sorry. Then I was able to get the final. I assume that was a secret cutscene, and then apparently just like happy ever after, because I assume we're not gonna get a third game from the I guess the Breath of the Wild series. Like I don't see that happening, and if they do decide to make a third one, to make it a trilogy, like I hope to God please they do something different, and like just I don't want to go through the same map a third time, please. I don't want to do that. That's just like, I think if they actually do that, I might not play it for like a while. It's like I don't want to go through the same area a third time. But yeah, so that's really it. Yeah. Nothing else really. The story I liked more than Breath of the Wild, but the exploring stuff I preferred in Breath of the Wild because that was completely new. Meanwhile for this one, the game gave us a lot more mechanics to use to have a better to have a more enjoyable time exploring. But because it's the same area, those new tools didn't give me that extra motivation of like, yeah, I want to explore the map all over again. Like, no, it didn't give me that motivation. It just told me like, okay, look, these cool new tools, but I'm not gonna explore this map again because I already did that before. So yeah, the new stuff wasn't enough motivation for me to keep exploring. Yeah, that's it. Thank you all. And also, if I have any like revelations or thoughts I want to say about the game, I might talk about it like in a later stream. But I don't see myself. I don't see that happening, honestly. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you all so much for joining me, and in Tears of the Kingdom. But because this is part 21, halfway through my stream to this game, it just hit. I even say where it just hit me, or that revelation just hit my mind. I'm just like, I'm done. I just want to follow the story, get this game over with, and don't touch it again for a long time. And that was just because I hit a wall with this of just not wanting to deal with this game anymore. The only thing that pushed me forward was the main story stuff. No side quests or anything like that. I enjoyed helping out the violinist, just because she's very cute and very pretty. But then there was some fun side mission stuff, but the main thing that carried me was the main story missions, and that was it. Okay, so again, thank you all so much for your time. I cannot thank you enough for joining me. And yeah, this is it. That's it. That's my time with Tears of the Kingdom. I hope you all stay safe and healthy, and I hope you will all join me again for whatever it is that I play next. So until then, please take care of yourselves, stay safe and healthy, and until next time, goodbye.